So, sorry, not sorry. I finished the Stagea, and I've been driving it for a couple weeks. Boys and girls, this video here, the next video, since the last video, has been one of the hardest videos to make. It seems like no matter how hard I try, no matter how hard I prepare, things just have not worked out. And then when it feels like all the stars have aligned, something else jumps in the way and it just hasn't worked out, guys. I've just had to keep moving along. Like the days that are perfect, but not perfect for making a video are the days where I'm like, you know what? I just need to do it and I'm gonna ask forgiveness later. But in the meantime, I need to get this thing complete and finished. And I did, guys. I got the Stagea done. Things just started coming together very, very quickly. And I thought there's still more to do. Like the car's not done. My wife keeps tricking me into saying the word done, but the car's not done. Project cars are never done because once you do that, guess what? The wallet closes. It's not done. It's never gonna be done. Nothing is ever done. We have reached a stage, a milestone, if you will. As a group, we need to get caught up to speed, on a level playing field, understanding where we are and what lies ahead. And I'm telling you what, the last 2 weeks of actually driving it has just really helped me shake out the bugs and realize that there's some things about it I kind of don't like. I don't. Let's go outside. Let's check it out. I want to show you all the things of where we're at. Maybe we'll go for a little bit of drive. It's going to be more talky, more catchy uppy, if that's a thingy. So let's get out there without any further ado. Because all the coolant line stuff and the vacuum line stuff and the intercooler piping and idle control, and because it was so tedious, I really didn't think there would be a good reason for us to do that together because it just required thinking, lots and lots of freaking thinking. So I got all that done. I got to the point where, okay, the last thing to do is the intake manifold. It's something new, it's something fresh, it's something we should definitely do together. Right when I planned that whole day out, the weather was amazing, everything was prepared. I woke up in the morning and this building and this building had scaffolding all over them. Convergence of men with no shirts on, redoing the roofs, making all the freaking noise. And they did that for about a week and a half straight. Yeah, that really sucked, man. In the meantime, took the Jazz in for its annual inspection. It failed a bunch of suspension stuff. And then in the process of trying to repair old, busted, crusty, rusted garbage, more things broke and she said, man, she said, you can see the Stagea's over here, man. She's looking awesome, dude. She's looking awesome. All completely put back together. I just went for about 150 kilometer drive, all up and down the Rhine River. It was freaking amazing. Lots of construction, which kind of like messed up the vibes, but she's doing right. And why didn't I bring you along on that? You were supposed to be with me. I picked up the camera and I checked to make sure it was still charged because I just checked it 2 days ago. It was completely dead. So yeah, you didn't get to come, but that's fine. We're just gonna talk about it now. Oh yeah, looking good, looking awesome. Let's jump inside. I'm really digging the way the cockpit worked out. I can actually see the coolant temp really perfect just over the boost gauge. Everything's reading correctly. The coolant temp here is barely getting up to half. We installed the coil radiator. We also maximized and minimized, I guess. We optimized the cooling system, installed the GK Tech upgraded fan for the belt driven fan, and we added some water wetter. So this thing is cool as a cucumber, man. It's freaking great. The roof is still not put together, and there's a reason for that. I'm giving up right now on replacing this. What I do want to do is redo the paint, the trim here. I want to redo this trim here, and to do that I need to take the roof rails off. I want to at least give it a shot, and that's something I'll do at some point. Freaking sunroof has been sealed with silicone. That's just the way it's gonna be for the unforeseeable future. I did have it taped up. The water was still getting in. The interior has been smelling amazing. It's smelling fresh. Everything about this car is freaking great, dude. I'm really digging it. And yeah, so let's pop the hood, man. Let's look at the money. Oh yeah, not done. We don't call it done. We are just where we want to be. I had a coworker who has some welding skills, and we got the blow-off valve all welded up, as well as the bung back here for the idle air control. All the things are installed. As you can see, everything is good to go. The covers are on the way. They really are. They've actually been powder coated. All 3 of the top pieces are done. They ran out of the powder coat for the front. We're waiting on that to get done, and then it will all get shipped here. And once that gets shipped here, we'll do the oil catch can and all the things. You can see the exhaust is fully on. Everything is wrapped. Turns out this oil line did not come with all the pieces that it was supposed to come with. I contacted the company and I'm like, this is a really strange design. I don't like it. Could you help me out here? And they're like, oh yeah, it looks like you're missing some pieces. So they're sending that to me. There's supposed to be a 90-degree on top here so that doesn't come in this really crazy hard bend. Anyway, intercooler piping's all done. All the things up here are fine and dandy. Down here, you can barely see it, but it's the window washer fluid, and then the, you definitely can't see it, but coolant overflow is down there as well. Everything's tucked, everything's neat, everything's tidy. The wiring here is riding that frame rail. And then over here, obviously the fuse box is completely gone. Got a ground web here that's then interfacing with even more things. And this is also like ground webbed itself. If you remember, the fuse box is actually under where the battery is here. You can see that metal looking there, that is actually some insulation on it. It's completely good to go. No worries about getting water down there, and everything is dielectric greased. There's drainage in it, so like it's gonna be totally fine. It doesn't matter. The undercovers are on. Not worried about anything at all. Ended up going with the Nitto front cover, and cutting this hole was a little bit of trial and error. Eventually I got it, and now I actually have a good template for the RB26 front cover. I might actually do something with that, like make some sort of life-size template that we can distribute. You just put it in the back side of this, you draw your hole on the back side, and then you just drill from the inside out. When the top covers come with the new color, it's gonna look freaking dope and amazing. Plasma Man intake looking freaking fresh and nice. Down here you can see where the idle air adjustment is, along with a little bit of relocated fuel filter and dampener bits. The idle control is supposed to mount to the actual body of the car, not to the intake manifold. I tried many times. There was just no way that orientation was correct, and it turns out this is the way it's mounted. It conflicts with the stock mounting of the fuel filter, so we had to get creative and kind of like redo some stuff with that, and that has ended up all freaking awesome and super fine. Everything else, man, is yeah, like I'm so happy with where we're at right now, and I'm just gonna put like this shot here, and then I also want to bring in a before shot, like when I first bought the car, and you could kind of see where we were at with a couple things. But you look at that shot before and after, I mean, everything is just coming together so freaking dope. I still have the same exhaust on it that I had before, but a piece of it fell out. The actual metal tube that would go through the middle of the muffler, that just came sliding right out. So the car still sounds amazing, but I have already looked into a new exhaust. I believe it's the Super Legalis R. It's not Kakimoto, it's something like that, but anyway, it's actually being built right now. It's gonna have the like burnt blue titanium tip, so it's gonna be pretty sick. All this work, let's see what she sounds like, man. Let's fire her up. It will still be a warm start if the starter works, because that's another story, but yeah, let's start it up. Still sounds awesome, deep and throaty, man. I really like it. Up here, so smooth. Everything's running so good, so smooth. This is kind of the temporary situation right now. She is freaking smooth, bro. Very nice. Very nice. The only thing I'm having problems with right now is if I'm let's say I'm pulling away from a stop or something and I flip the throttle real quick, but I need to suddenly get off the throttle because of something, like the car wants to die. It freaking stalled in the middle of an intersection today, which was kind of nerve-wracking, especially trying to like restart an automatic. Wasn't even thinking, I gotta go back in the park, I gotta do all that. It sucks. It sucked a lot. Speaking of suck, and speaking of automatic, dude, automatic sucks. So one of the things I've really learned about the automatic for the Stagea is that it is definitely made just to be that cruiser, grandpa, like slush box, comfortable ride. I don't like it, man, especially the third and fourth gear, constantly wants to shift back and forth. It doesn't have a lot of power up there. I was recently watching a guy on YouTube. He just 5-speed swapped a Stagea, and he said like as soon as he did it, it took the car from feeling like grandma's grocery getter to actually feeling like a freaking Skyline, like an actual sports car. You can keep the RPMs right where you want to. It's like a pistol, man. It's point and shoot. Like it's already locked and loaded and in boost and at the right RPM range and ready to go. Whereas here you have to deal with the transmission trying to do what it wants to do. And between using the second gear, the drive, and the overdrive on and off, like I'm trying to treat this thing as manually as possible, and it's been making it funner, but it still just doesn't have that excitement factor that I know it would have if it was a 5-speed. And now that things are kind of starting to unlock and get back to somewhat of a normal thing, maybe I can make it over to Tom's and get that 5-speed swap done. But yeah, it's definitely going to be on my radar now. So let's go ahead and close this up, man. I want to go in back down into the shop. I want to share some freaking cool news with you. There's something really exciting coming up in about 30 days. So let's go talk about that. Oh yeah. This is such a cool sight to see, man. The only parts left here are the interior parts, the rear sway bar, which I'm not going to worry about till I get the new exhaust because I have to take it off anyway to get this put on, the baffle kits for the new RB26 covers, drain, and the catch can right here. Nuke Performance, super freaking cool, double inlet, single outlet catch can, made in Sweden. I actually ordered it directly from Sweden, so I'm looking forward to installing that. Nothing much else going on in the shop, man. We're in a good place right now. We are in a good place right now. So this week actually marks 2 years that I've been here in Germany now, and it's been an interesting 2 years. You know, I got a chance to buy this Stagea, which has been a really cool project. It's definitely been extremely difficult, not only because of circumstances in the world, just trying to find parts, cross-referencing, doing research, and then, you know, just the time and waiting to get those parts over here. It's definitely been very complicated, very challenging, and it's exactly the kind of thing that I really like. And the last 2 weeks has really paid off. One of the other real difficult things was the fact that I don't have a garage. Everything that you just saw, everything we just looked at, I've built in a parking space, basically in an apartment complex. I'm fortunate enough to kind of live like off on the fringe of the complex, so not a lot of people are coming around, and I never made things super obvious. I never left the car up on, not like the Jazz right now, which is, you know, I could trying to keep that on the DL. I never attracted a lot of attention, and I think that really, you know, is what made me successful. The point of all of it is that you don't have to have a fancy shop and fancy tools and a freaking lift and all the other crap that you see YouTubers having, man. If you're patient and you are determined and you're smart about where you're spending your money and how you're spending your money, like, you could build some cool stuff in a parking space. Just something to think about. There's one thing that I have that's broken. It's broken, and it's sitting in a garage somewhere, and I gotta get it fixed. And that's the RBZ, man. If you remember, way back before I moved here, it looked like the rear main seal went out. You know, I've never physically put eyes on it, but I'm 100% certain that that is the problem. In 30 days, the world permitting, I'm flying back to the States. I'm going on about 2 weeks vacation. I'll be at my brother's house fixing the RBZ, and guys, I'm bringing you along. Of course, we will be filming a TueZday garage of getting the Z back up and running and start to rip around in that thing once again. And I'm so freaking excited to see that car again. It's been 2 years, and all I do is I thumb through Instagram and I see everybody else's freaking cool Z's, and God, I miss mine so much, man. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited. In the meantime, between now and then, I'm going to continue to button up little things, keep shaking out the bugs, keep test driving the Stagea. Pretty soon, we're going to my buddy Tom's at Custom Import Arts in Belgium, and, you know, just visit and see what him and I could brainstorm about the future with the 5-speed swap and the tune and all that other stuff. So I'm really excited about where all this stuff is going. The next time we're together will probably be for the Z. The time after that will most likely be getting the covers prepared with the new Minds baffling, installing the catch can, and just kind of showing that process, because I don't mind doing that. That'll be great, especially because I really can't wait till you guys see the new color. It's so sexy. There's one person out there that knows what it looks like, and he's the one that's helping me get this done. And he said when his eyes were on it, he was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe it. He sent me a picture and I looked, I was like, oh, I gotta delete it. It was just, I'm not showing you guys yet. It looks awesome. It looks so awesome. Super talky video. We didn't really do much together. And again, sorry, not sorry that I'm here and I got here without you guys. But now we're all up to speed. We've got some cool things on the horizon, some cool things in the future. Thank you to all of you who continue to support me and continue to come with me on these journeys and voyages. I love your face, and I'll see you next time. Ciao a tutti and aloha. Bye-bye.